Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today I have a really exciting video. I'm going to give you my recommendations about gear you should buy that'll get you out onto the water for under $100. For all you guys who are out on a budget or might not be able to move stuff around like a kayak, canoe, or boat. Like, as you know, for a boat, you need something to hook up onto the back of your vehicle, and for canoes and kayaks, you might need a truck or some sort of mount on your vehicle. But for the stuff I'm going to recommend you can fit this in any type of car, van, or truck. And again, this is under $100 and will help you get out onto ponds, creeks, streams, and even out onto some smaller lakes as well. So I hope you'll take into consideration the recommendations I'm going to give you, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Okay, so here we are with my $100 gear, and I guess we'll start off with the most expensive thing here, which is the Intex Seahawk 2, which is going to keep you dry and is the main thing for this setup. So I bought this when it was $50 in Walmart on sale, but you can buy it on Amazon for $55, which is about half your budget so far. So when you purchase this thing, it will come with the raft itself, the pump right there, which pumps it up I can pump up the raft in about 10 minutes. You also get these 2 oars, and yeah, that's it. There's also a little compartment that kind of attaches to those 2 black things, but I took that off because I don't use it. So the nice thing about this raft is that it's not just a raft, but it's specifically made for fishing. So right here you have a fishing rod holder. This part is removable, and when you put that in there, I know it doesn't look that tall, but when you put your rod in there, it is not going anywhere. So if you want to do something while you have your pole in the water, or you're fishing out onto a lake where you're allowed to have 2 poles on the water, then you can use this and that other rod holder over there. And another great thing about this raft is, for some reason, if you had a motor that you could attach to the back, you can attach a 2.5 horsepower motor to the back here. I'm not really sure how you do that because I never did it, but you can do that. So if you are fishing with 2 people in the boat, since it's a 2-person boat, then you can there's these oar kind of storage places here that you can so you can kind of imagine how, so that goes for that part of the oar, and then there's one right there that attaches the other part of the oar if you're paddling out with a buddy. If you're paddling out by yourself, then these oar locks come into place. So what you would do is you would just unscrew this into half and then shove half of it up there and then the other half down here, and then this little circle thing would stop your oar from like floating away. So if you're fishing by yourself, then you can have both oars in the water and then kind of paddle like if you were in like those dragon boat races where you use both paddles at the same time. Okay, moving on from the most important thing, which I just mentioned was the raft, to the second most important thing you're going to want in your boat, which is an anchor, just so in case it's a little bit windy out or there's a current, then you're not being pushed around the lake away from a good spot. So here's the anchor I bought, which I think is okay. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but I bought this anchor from Canadian Tire for $12. It's a 2.5 anchor, and it's meant to drag along the bottom and kind of stop you from moving around. Again, it's not the best anchor because in a really, really windy day, I feel the raft is like still moving and the anchor's just being dragged, is not stopping on anything on the bottom. But for this raft, I feel like this is the most appropriate thing to have, just because of its size. It's not too big and it's very, very portable. Moving on to this, I'd say this is essential. It's a Fox 40 Boat Essentials kit. So what you get with this kit is, if you're kind of running into an emergency, you get a bucket. There's a whistle down here if there's anybody nearby and you can whistle for help. It comes with this rope and buoy in case somebody falls off the boat. And lastly, there's this flashlight if you're in the dark and you can't really see. So I think this is great, and it's portable to have in your boat. I mean, it's not going to save you against everything, but at least it will help you out if an emergency comes by. Finally, the very last thing you're going to want is some Gorilla Tape or some really strong tape that you can apply to your boat in case you have a tiny leak. So say you're out on the water and you accidentally hook into the boat with your hook. I mean, it is a raft and it's plastic, it's full of air. If you're leaking, it's only going to be a tiny hole, but if you have this Gorilla Tape, you can just kind of shove it over the hole and stay out on the water longer, or that'll give you enough time to get back to shore safely. So another tip when you're using this setup, so the boat and the Seahawk Intex 2 comes with a patch kit in case you have a hole in your raft. I used it once and then I accidentally lost it and I needed to put another patch on my boat. I went to Canadian Tire and I bought a $15 vinyl patch kit, which works extremely well. The boat is not leaking again, but that will put you over the $15 limit. However, the boat, again, this boat does come with a patch kit that you can use, which will keep you under your $100 budget. So just one more thing before I wrap up the video, one last piece of advice. So if you're going out on the boat with two people, like I stated earlier, it's kind of cramped and you don't have much room. But if you want to make more room, what you can do is buy like a plastic tote to put all your stuff in. The tote floats, so it's just going to float next to your raft. Tie a rope onto the tote and then to the boat. It's going to drag a little bit and add some extra resistance when you're paddling, but that's just going to create some extra space for you and your buddy. But this will put you over the $100 limit because totes are kind of expensive, but that's just a little extra tip if you need some extra room in your fishing setup. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I enjoyed recording it and I love using this setup. If you want to stay tuned for future content and my videos, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.